This is your place for news, talk, and information, your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Arif Brings, Total Financial Solutions Save for Money Hour, talking about your family's finances, getting out of debt, managing money, and planning for your future. Hey, look, Total Financial Solutions Save for Money Hour is about a couple of things. We're doing a special this program. Why? Well, if you've listened last hour, you heard part of Arif's top 13 of 2013, the companies, the individuals, the organizations that made a difference in our life in 2013. I thought, wouldn't it be nice to say thank you to those groups and those people? Why? Because in everybody's life, when times are good, people think they did something. Oh, look at what I did. Look at what we did. And the I is a big part of that. And I don't think that's the case. In 2013, from January to December, you have a life. And that life has a lot of people that impact it, some for a short time and some for major parts of the time of the year. Why does that make a difference? Because I think we have a platform and it's time for us to say thank you to those organizations and those people. And there isn't a bigger thank you I can give than to Ace Automotive on Bouquet. You considered Bouquet or Railroad?
Railroad Avenue.
Railroad Avenue. Ace Automotive. Hey, Robert, tell me about Ace Automotive. You guys have been around for quite some time now.
We're in our 16th year now. Been here in Santa Clarita for 26 years, but Ace Automotive was brought up and started 16 years ago. Have no reason to want to leave the town. We enjoy being here, enjoy the people.
And you guys work on a variety of cars. One of the cars that I had this year that needed some work was a Chevy Suburban.
Correct. And
that thing, I think we got about 200,000 miles or pretty darn close to it. And we had some work that needed to be done over the years. And one of the things that impressed me, it's probably 5 or 6 years ago that my wife started coming to you, maybe a little longer. But we noticed that when there was jobs to be done or work to be done, you guys did the right thing. You didn't replace things you didn't have to replace, or you said you could wait a little longer on this, or this really needs to be done.
You know, we try to address what has to be done, try and treat people like their family, try and make it sound like you don't have to do everything right now. You have to repair certain things that are safety concerns, something that might be a leak that may cause a failure. But maintenance work, you can always do part of it now, a little bit later, and keep the truck safe or the car safe.
Your love for cars started a long time ago. Tell me about that.
I grew up reading hot rod magazines. I always thought, I really want to be in Southern California. That's Van Nuys Boulevard was a dream of mine.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And we're talking about a man from Canada, a young man from Canada.
Yeah, that's that magazine came up even
oh,
up
wow.
there.
Okay.
So I did get down here. I didn't get to see exactly how Van Nuys was running back in the day, but it still is important to me.
Yeah.
Old cars, classics. I have a love for regular cars. We like keeping them running right, make sure people are safe.
Well, I know that you have had a specialty shop that you worked at for a while. I think that was a Cadillac shop.
Specialized in GM and Cadillac.
Okay.
Went up through the dealership, so General Motors was real strong for my background.
And we're starting to see, well, not starting, I guess it's been around for quite some time, but it almost seems like when you're driving a car, I have a new car, driving this thing is like driving a computer. It's no longer a car. It's like I'm driving a computer, push button everything.
A lot of your mechanical throttle linkages, all that stuff is gone. Yeah, a lot of inputs are just brought in with different switches. So it's changed. They're very high tech, a lot of electronics, a lot of computers. So yeah, the industry's changed drastic over the past 20 years especially.
Yeah, and it seems more and more as you go through the car world, trends are coming, but there wasn't a lot of new things happening. I remember my dad's car in 1972 had electric windows, it had a thermostat, it had fuel injection, so we still had some of those things. Maybe it was carburetor back then, but it seems like most of the things in cars, I don't know, is there anything new? I mean, what can they do now? I guess analog brakes and airbags.
Well,
maybe.
Your new stuff is all your push-button electronics, your hands-free. They are getting into self-parking cars. They are getting into some cars that are driving themselves.
Self-parking cars.
Oh, yeah. Ford's been real strong with some of the small ones doing that.
Does it work? Does it do
works.
okay?
It's hard to put your hands off the steering wheel and let it park it.
Yeah, that's got to be a bit.
It's parallel parking. That's what it does. But, they've come leaps and bounds. They have sensors to tell you. They have cars now that actually will apply brakes if you're coming out of a corner or a stop sign.
That's mine, yeah. Mine actually will has this little radar deal on the front, and it slows itself down if you get too close to the car. If you have that on, I mean, fortunately, you can shut those things off.
A lot of them now, though, they'll even have side sensors. So if you're entering a road that you shouldn't be entering, the computer sees something coming in one of the directions, it'll stop the car.
It'll alert you.
Well, it'll stop it.
Wow.
It doesn't just alert it. It stops you.
Wow. You know, the love for cars, maybe in California, certainly in LA, is kind of universal. A lot of people love their cars. You've taken it to another level, but you added a depth of integrity and character to that. And that, to me, is important because when you repair cars, we feel pretty vulnerable. I think, first of all, our health care, you feel pretty vulnerable when you go to a doctor. And then the second for us in California would be our cars, because we feel very vulnerable and at risk of, being led down the wrong road. Was there a person in your life or a time when you said, this is where I learned my integrity and my ethics from?
Well, like my dad always said, it's always easier to remember the truth than remember a lie. And, it all starts from basics. The parents always tell you what is right and what is wrong. And as far as cars, repairs on cars, there's a lot of people that are shady in this industry. There is a drawback to it.
Yeah.
As far as the state doesn't really have certifications other than if you want to go get one. There is no program that states that you have to be certified.
Wow. So, and Ace Automotive has been a company that has a strong foundation, one that I have seen time and time again to the people close to me getting their cars fixed. And you've done the right thing, and that's a big deal to me. I want to thank you for that as part of our family, our extended family, if you will, in the automotive world.
I appreciate all the people you send me, too.
Oh, you're welcome. You guys have done an amazing job at making sure things are done properly. Folks, Ace Automotive, how do we get a hold of Ace Automotive?
8 to 6, Monday through Friday, 295-1566.
295-1566. One of the first times that you guys made a difference in our life was there was a car. I think my wife had a car. It didn't work. We had to somehow get it to you. And you guys gave her a ride back. And I said, that's kind of weird. What do you mean? Are you sure? Who is this person? I don't even know if it was you or your partner. But
well, one of us.
Yeah, one of you gave her a ride back to the house. And he said, oh, yeah, he's just on his way home. Come to find out, you're neighbors of a really close friend of mine. I found that out maybe a year later, or maybe longer than that. And it started with me mentioning something about my car needing some work done or whatever it was. And he says, I got the guy for you. So, wow. And he started talking about who this person was and how amazing and incredible. And I thought, wow, I got to go see that person. And he said, oh, and it's Ace Automotive. Like, man, is there a camera? Is there a plant here? Yeah. And it turns out you're neighbors and friends with somebody who's close to me as well. So from many directions, Ace Automotive, folks. You can find them on Railroad Avenue, just past, what is that? I guess
just past Saugus Cafe.
Saugus Cafe, right in that center there, folks. Ace Automotive, one of Arif's top 13 of 2013. Folks, thanks for joining me, Robert. Appreciate it. Ace Automotive. You have any questions, you can always go to hometownstation.com, click on Total Financial Solutions, shoot me an email. We'll send you our top 13 of 2013. Robert, thanks for joining me. We'll be right back, folks.